You're watching Drake Wing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drake Wing Gaming. It's 70 on Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you with another Let's Play episode of Violet Memoir, Lucas's Path. So y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Alright. It's just that I'm trying to remember what voice I was doing for Bruce. I brought a black coffee for you and a hot chocolate for you. We both thank him, and I expect him to head back to the counter, but he just looks between us with growing concern on his face. Everything all right between you two? We're fine. That's so comforting, truly. Do the two of you need any help? A third party, perhaps? I think we'll be fine. It's not anything bad. I just have to figure out how to word it. Well, from my experience, trying to sugarcoat whatever you're talking about and walking around it will only irritate the person you're talking to. Best to be direct. Oh. Here. Sorry about that, y'all. I'm trying to plug something in. Encore, work with me. There we go. Got it. Okay, cool. Alright, there we go, y'all. There, alright. Best to be direct. He doesn't even give me a chance to respond before he walks away, just leaving me to simmer with his words. Wish I had that level of self-confidence. But he's right. Costi said this too. Lucas trusts me and just wants me to tell him the truth. I think he should patch things up with Kostia. Didn't I already do that? We talked at the library. Meeting again doesn't mean you've reunited. Not fully, anyway. He really misses you, you know, and he doesn't blame me for anything that happened. I can tell he doesn't believe me, and even if he did, I'm not sure he'd be able to forgive himself. Probably best to drop that specific angle. I just think you should meet up with him, talk things out a little bit more, and reconnect a little bit. I'm not so sure about that. Hey, do you trust me? Of course. No hesitation. I don't want you two to sort everything out in just one meeting. I think he just wants his friend back, and it sounds like he was a pretty good friend to you as well. Something a little more as well. Does that bother you? No, not at all. I understand why you did, though. He's very handsome and hot. Honestly, I don't think I could ever compare to someone like him. Why not? I think you're really attractive, and you make me feel safe. That's more than enough. I wanted to brush off what he said, but something about it made the words get caught in my throat and my butterflies to flutter in my stomach. Yep. Okay. He sent me a photo, by the way. He told me to show you. Before I can stop myself or think about what I'm doing, I pull out my phone and show him the image of Kostia working out that he sent me earlier. Looking back on the image again, he still looks insanely attractive. He reminds me a lot of Oscar, but there's something more secure about Kostia that makes him even more appealing. Which just makes the fluttering in my stomach turn to queasiness. Why did I show this? Lucas doesn't respond at first, staring down at the photo with an insane glare. For a moment I thought he might be reconsidering, but that thought quickly left. The only answer I'm given is a barely audible whisper. He's doing much better. Lucas? I'm okay. I was just processing some things. I'm just not sure it's a good idea, but if you think we should meet up, I trust you. Really? You mean it? Of course, why wouldn't I? You're my boyfriend, and that means I trust you with everything. Even things I really shouldn't, considering how much of a bad idea this is. Do you mean meeting with Kostia or being my boyfriend? Being your boyfriend isn't a bad idea. You're an amazing You're an amazing boyfriend who deserves much better than me. Being my boyfriend is a bad idea. It'll only get you hurt. Just look at Kostia. I want to argue back because I know he doesn't agree with that. The only time Lucas hurt him was shutting him out afterwards, but confronting him about that right now is the worst thing I could do. Sorry, I was like my voice is cracking a little bit. Best to save that for tomorrow and fight a different battle right now. Yep. Here we go. Okay. A little bit better. I told you, I don't think it's a bad idea, and I've been enjoying sleeping with you. My eyes dart around as I realize the implication of what I just said. Lucas takes it literally like I expected, but it's pretty easy for someone to misinterpret that, though Bruce probably thinks we're already sleeping together. The thought of sex with Lucas does start to make more than just my face feel hot. It's something I've been considering, but I haven't gotten around to asking him yet. I don't think it's an appropriate thing to bring up right now, but I think he's been thinking about it too. For someone who comes across as pretty sex negative, Lucas has a lot of pent-up sexual frustrations. Though right now he just takes what I've been saying with pure intentions. I really enjoy sleeping with you too. You feel safe. He reaches his hand over for a moment before hesitating and bringing it back, but I don't let him. I complete the action and interlace our hands together. He's quick to follow through, even as the flush peeks through his fur. At times like this, he doesn't look scared or uncomfortable. He just looks happy. I wish he could look like this more and not be crushed so heavily by his dark outlook on the world. We ended up talking for nearly 30 minutes before deciding it's time to bring out the diary. Despite wanting to read it, a part of me also wants to delay it as long as possible. My nightmares have only been getting worse, but they kept going without me even reading it, so it's unlikely to stop if I choose to not do it tonight. The sun is nearly set by this point, but you wouldn't be able to tell with how bright and warm the inside of the cafe is. I'd asked Bruce how long he intended to stay open, but he assured me that he'll be open until late. It's a bar as well, after all. Lucas, who is sitting next to me now, is watching me flip through the book, scouting for something. What are you looking for? Remember how I had a nightmare this morning? I saw a page there and I wanted to find it. What was it about? I didn't get to read most of it, but it was about her mother again. She was upset about her mother not responding to her, but it was a little different than the last one we read. More hopeless. Are you sure about this? We don't have to do this. No, I'm good. Just a little sad. Don't you think? I don't want to feel good about this. Right, sorry. That makes sense. It's okay. This whole situation is pretty weird. I keep scanning through the book, trying to find some signs of the page I saw, but there's just so little info to go off of. There wasn't anything really notable about the page outside of what I read. Once I get to that point where there are more ripped out pages than regular ones, I start to give up. But when I hand it off to Lucas to give it a try, he flips through the book faster than I've ever seen. Are you reading that fast? What? No, I'm just skimming while looking for the specific lines you told me about. I'm not comprehending anything else here. You can do that? I'm sorry, were you reading everything? Like individual lines one at a time? Is that wrong? You're going to have an awful time when researching literally anything. I'll have to teach you. Anyway, here, I found it. Really? Already? It was pretty late, but it wasn't too hard to find. I just had to look at the top of each page. You said you only read a few lines of the page. That narrows it down. Oh, right. Putting the book down in front of us, I recognized the page instantly. I mentioned there wasn't anything notable about the page, but I'd completely forgotten about the scribbles covering the page. How many times did you say page? Or more like, that detail didn't stick with me after I woke up. It didn't feel like a regular dream, but I suppose it makes sense that some properties can carry over. What did you notice? Oh, nothing really. Just that all these scribbles. I hadn't seen her do this before. Do you think it's because something was wrong? It looks more like she's nervous. I used to do things sometimes as a way to distract myself from thinking about things I didn't want to. Oh. Yeah. You should start reading. Right. I'd considered skipping ahead to where I'd been up to at this point, but it wasn't like I got very far in. Probably just best to start from the beginning. Mom, I'm trying to be strong for you right now because I want there to be a point where you can read this and be happy with how far we've come. But it's really hard to right now because things are getting hard and you're not being here for me. I'd promised to always be there when you need it, but you're not here. I messaged you saying things had gotten bad, but you never replied. For God's sake, I don't even know if you saw it. You could be dead for all I know with how silent you've gotten. There's a pile of scribbles in the margin after that last line. Taking a quick glance at the page shows it left an imprint through the page. I know shit with Dad is bad. I know that, but that doesn't give you the excuse to just shut down again. Why do you even let him have that kind of control over you? Sorry, I'm getting mad again. I shouldn't blame you. I know how hard this gets with you. I know how he gets under your skin, but things are seriously hard over here. It's gotten really bad. No one's here for me, even the people who promised they would be. I was really angry at first, but now I just feel numb. I don't even know what I want to say. I want you to pick up the phone so I can scream at you for ignoring me, but what good would that do? All I can do is hope that you reply soon. Fuck that guy. We did perfectly fine without him. Who gives a shit that he's trying to fuck us over now? It'll be the first time he's fucked us over. But then again, you barely recovered from that, and I had to pick up the pieces. I wasn't alone then either. Mercy was there, but she isn't here now. Just because she's got her own shit to deal with, she's punishing me for it. How fucked up is that? The rest of the sentence has been scribbled through, but unlike most of the others, it's barely legible. Not that you could talk. You've basically always made your shit my problem. The amount of resentment oozing from that line hurts me, and I can feel myself growing tenser. Lucas must have noticed too, because he cuddles up next to me, placing his head on my shoulders. I take a moment to welcome his warmth through me, allowing my head to rest on top of his. I look down at the rest of the page to carry on, but I see that there doesn't look to be anything left. Just a bunch of failed starts and apologies for the stricken line. Writing that seems to have really been the last straw for this entry. You okay? It's hard to see his face from this angle, but I can feel his nose rubbing against my skin, sending shivers through me. It feels a little inappropriate to be feeling this way after reading that, but it's a reprieve that I readily welcome. There's no talking as we just enjoy each other's presence, completely lost at the cafe around us until Bruce interrupts us by placing a paper bag on our table. Likely due to instincts, but Lucas nearly jumps away from me. Bruce pauses at that but doesn't comment on it. He just gives a somber nod of understanding before gesturing to the bag. Well, what's in it? Just a snack. Well, you two were really locked in there, but it didn't look like you were too happy. Penny for your thoughts? We're okay. This is just something for our school project. We have to look into a local tragedy, and it's pretty depressing. That's a shame. Kids like you should be enjoying your time at college, not being depressed over homework. We all gotta be responsible sometimes. If it's any consolation, I think that's mighty kind of you to do. What do you mean? It takes a lot of empathy to read a tragedy happening to someone else and care that much. I know a lot of people who shrug it off because it isn't happening to them. Those are what we usually call conservatives. People care more about themselves than strangers. Exactly. We can't blame them for it. It isn't people's jobs to put others first, but it's those special people who do care that make the day mighty fine. Thanks. I didn't really do anything special. That's why it's so impressive. I can see why your little boyfriend is into you. Kind soul was a special find. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon or YouTube memberships if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!